and we're here. She has sent her staffers to various township boards of supervisors meetings to introduce our office and just let people know the ways in which we can serve the constituents of the 6th Congressional District of Pennsylvania. So first of all, thank you for having me. Personally, I work on things like taxes, financial services, small business, and grants, and I'll talk a little bit more about grants in a moment. In case you weren't aware, this area is now part of the 6th Congressional District, and that includes all of Chester County and Southern Berks County up to the city and including the city of Reading. We have 3 offices. One, the main office is in Westchester. The second office is in Reading, and we also have our Washington, D.C. office. Let's see. So the ways in which we can serve all of you are numerous. Number one, hearing from you, letting us know what are important to you, issues. These are things that Chrissy takes very seriously and reads. We collate it all. We tabulate it on a weekly basis. She reads everything. Also, if there's a problem that you're having with the federal government, the main job of a congressional office is to solve people's problems. It's non-political, it's non-partisan. It doesn't matter what your registration is or who you voted for. If you have a federal government issue, your congressperson is there to help you, and we certainly do. That's what we do. Personally, what I do a lot of is I help people get their IRS tax refunds expedited. A lot of times people can't, for whatever reason, their refund, they're owed, I recently helped someone who had a $43,000 tax refund that he wasn't getting, was entitled to it. Congressional inquiries can expedite processes like that. We also help townships and non-governmental agencies with getting federal grants. We were recently helpful with a grant for $2.9 million through the U.S. Economic Development Administration. We've had some other grant successes, so that's been really exciting. And again, that's nonpartisan. It's just trying to bring back the district. And then other things that we do, we've returned so far $800,000 of constituent monies to the district, and we've held 9 town halls. Recently had a 10th one that was canceled for a security problem, but there's usually one every 3 weeks. Chrissy spends 1 week per month in the district, and this month, with Congress being in recess all the month of August, she's been around pretty much the whole time, except when she was out of the country for a foreign services trip. And that brings me to sort of wrapping up. She serves on 3 House committees. The House Armed Services Committee, that passes the military budget, $730 billion. The Foreign Relations Committee, probably the one that's most level things. Does anyone have any questions? Yeah, so I gave my card, and I've already been to 2 meetings tonight, and I'm already out of cards. So our office in Westchester is at 709 East Gay Street. And the phone number is 610-883-5050. You can also just Google Chrissy Houlihan, and it'll take you to the website, which I can't remember exactly what it is, but there's ways to interact that way. We get a lot of requests for tickets to tour buildings in DC, like the White House, Congress. We get those for people all the time. It's free. The White House ones usually take about 3 months because the FBI has to do background check. Most other things are pretty fast.
Scott's contact information, email he sent to me, is on our webpage. It's on the agenda for tonight's meeting. So your information is out there for everybody to
Great.
to get in touch with you.
And If there isn't any other, if there aren't any other questions, I have to run off to West Goshen's municipal meeting next. So,
Say hello to our partners for us.
I will. All right. Thank you very much for having
Thank
me.
you so much. Chief Bernard? Those folks in the doorway, we have seats up front, and please don't block the entrance.
Good evening, audience. You turned it off?
Yes, it did.
Okay.
Didn't you have a microphone lesson through school?
Nah, I missed that. We were still doing hieroglyphics when I was at school. Okay, 3 things I want to touch on this evening. The first one is an uptick in DUIs. That's particularly concerning for obvious reasons, but what a lot of people don't realize is DUI isn't just alcohol. It can be alcohol and prescription medication. So when your doctor gives you a new prescription, please talk to him or her about the side effects. And when you get the prescription and it talks about excess with alcohol, please take that seriously. I'd hate to see you run your lives over a DUI arrest because it's very expensive and very aggravating when you get arrested. The second thing I'd like to point out is scams. We have a significant number of scams that are happening in our area. There are so numerous, I cannot possibly begin to name them all. But if you get a telephone call, an email, or somebody at your doorstep and something doesn't sound right, hit the pause button. Call the police department. We will be happy to help you sort whether it's a legitimate business offer or whatever, or a scam. They're getting very, very creative. So please help us to protect you from having your identity stolen, losing money. We had a resident who got a phone call. They seriously believed that their grandson had been involved in a crash and needed bail money. $12,500 left the country. We will never be able to get that back for them. So please call us if anything sounds off. And lastly, I'm sad to announce that our Citizens Police Academy will again be canceled this year due to a lack of enrollment. I'm hoping that next year some residents will take the time, and I know it's a big commitment because you have other things, but please consider coming to our Citizens Police Academy. You will learn what we do, how we do it, why we do it. It's basically an insider's look at the police department and police departments across the United States. So we hope that maybe in the future you will join us for a Citizens Police Academy. Are there any questions, first of all, from the board?
Just one other comment, Chief, I just want to share with the folks tonight, and I know you've mentioned it in the past, if you have individuals canvassing, not canvassing, but soliciting in your neighborhood, you don't have to address them at all. You can just simply say you're not interested, but if they approach you, ask whether they or not they have a solicitor's permit from East Goshen Township. If they don't, escort them off.
Call the police.
Yeah.
And the only 2 exceptions to that are political and religious.
Right.
You do not need to have it, but we're the people who are supposed to know what's going on. And if somebody has not paid for a permit to be soliciting in your township, you should be calling the police department, because what happens is we cite them and that money comes back to the township. Okay, questions from the audience? No questions at all.
Thanks, Chief.
Thank you.
Quick one. Do you do a background check on
Name
them,
and
or you just
address,
take their
please.
money for the permit?
Wait.
Question.
Wait, it's just some ground rules. Anytime anybody's gonna be speaking tonight, before you actually speak, you need to say your name and your address. It goes into the minutes.
Paul Broderick. It's not a big deal for a microphone. Paul Broderick, 613 Beaumont Circle, Poetry. The question was, when these people apply for a permit,
It's done through
do
the
you do a
township.
background check on them?
So,
What do you-
sir, Mr. Broderick, so the permit process is handled through the township. And so they run it's a $32 fee. It's $10 for the actual permit and $22 to run the state background check through the Pennsylvania State Police. So if red flags pop up from that background check, they're, first of all, certainly if they're wanted, there's an outside warrant for their arrest, or other red flags about past criminal behavior, that would be grounds for denying them a solicitation.
So they wouldn't get the permit then if they didn't pass like the state police background check? That's really where the money is going towards that. right?
Yeah, it's $10 goes towards our administrative fee and $22 goes towards the actual background check.
Thanks, Chief.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a safe evening. Thank you. Have a safe-
Okay, we are now going to move into the Hankin Group presentation, and I will set some rules, because since we're moving it up in the agenda, there will be additional work that we have to do at the end of it. So I'm going to try to limit this section of the meeting to 2 hours. We will start with a short presentation from the Hankin Group, followed by questions from